I am Jonathan Reeves from Port City Brewing with your craft beer and brewing tip of the week. There are so many similarities between brewing and photography, at least from my standpoint, because I was a photographer back in the days when it was chemical and not digital. So there was all these processes involved. What camera to use, what lens to use, what film to use, what exposure, what aperture, how to develop the film, what kind of paper to use when you're printing it, how do you develop that. So there's all this process involved, and I found the same thing in brewing. In fact, I still kind of have these weird dreams where I'm like working in a brewery that's also a dark room kind of thing, because a lot of things are very similar. I mean, I was using hydrometers there, I was using pH meters, I was concerned with temperatures, I was concerned with mixtures. There's a lot of similarity, like the most complicated machine in a dark room is the film processor. The most complicated machine in a brewery is the bottling line. So there's a lot of maintenance involved, and things don't quite work right, aren't synchronized, and then there's huge disasters and so forth. So I look at a beer as like a photograph. One of the things that have helped me be a better brewer is doing beer tourism. I've been able to go to Germany 3 times in the past 4 years and the Czech Republic once. And I feel like every time I've come back from there, I'm a better brewer. What I generally do is I'll get a suitcase and I'll fill it up with 25 kilos of beer, and I'll bring the beer back, and then we'll taste them, the other brewers and I, and we'll compare them to our beers and say, well, it's interesting. I mean, I think there's a lot of information out there that we can use from BJCP style guidelines, GABF guidelines, but I don't think they completely encapsulate the styles. I think it's important to go over and try them. What I've seen happen in regard to beer tourism is I'll go over and, for instance, I just won a gold medal for a German-style Pilsner last year. I really feel validated for doing the beer tourism because I think that I was able to drink enough of it when I was in Germany and Czech and bring enough home that I was able to kind of wrap my head around that style to make a photograph of what I perceived that style to be. And it actually, I was able to communicate that to the people drinking it. I was able to capture the essence of that beer by going and drinking it in beer halls in Europe. It's something that I can do that makes people happy. So I don't know if you have read Frederick the Mouse. It's like a storybook I had when I was a kid. So it's about this family of field mice, and there's one mouse, Frederick, and they're all like storing food for the winter. It's a summertime, and Frederick's just kind of around, kind of like being lackadaisical and not doing anything, and they don't know, why isn't Frederick doing any work? And he says, oh, I'm doing work. And then when the winter comes, they're all stuck inside, and the food starts running out, and they're cold and they're hungry. And then Frederick starts telling stories about the summer. He was telling poems. He's a poet. So he was entertaining them with ideas. He had been saving up all these nice things to talk about when things weren't good. I feel like there's a certain level of validation in finding a way to be useful artistically. I've always wanted to make something for a living. Just love brewing. I feel very lucky to be a creative person and make people happy and make a living. It's the best thing ever. It's something I always wanted to be, and I found it with brewing. To learn more about high quality brewing, click on the link below.